Okay, welcome back to the Docova channel. In this video, we're going to have a look at the computed text form element. Let's go. Okay, so for the computed text element, again, I'm going to go into the element demos application. We're going to open up form elements because this is a form element. And we're going to slide down to this cText example and click on it. cText, meaning computed text. Okay, so let me create a new cText form here just so that we can, have a look at what's possible with computed text in Docova. So the purpose of computed, so let me just read the blurb here. You can read this right on the form along with me. The purpose of computed text is to have some text computed and displayed on a form or on a page or a subform without the requirement of the creation of a field in the backend database. So thing is that if we can create computer for display and computed when composed fields that are text fields or numeric fields, for example. And the computed for display field doesn't save anything in that field. So if you write a formula that is like $$ username or something to display something in that field, when you compose a document with that particular form that you're using that in, when you save that form and consequently that record or document in the back end with computed for display fields, no data is saved in that field in the database in the background. Maybe we're getting a little technical here, but there is room made in the tables in the database for that computed for display field. So the Docova backend relational database structure knows about that field. With computed text, though, it's a little bit more efficient in that it doesn't create a field in the backend at all. Now, if you're a citizen developer, you don't care about that, whatever. But you might care about it if you're a more seasoned developer, more pro developer, in that you're just saving on space, etc., in the database. Okay, and there's a few other things here that computed text that you can do with computed text. It's kind of neat. Okay, so up above here, I have some fields created, and then I have some HTML in computed text. So you see this little table that I have with cell 1, 2, 3, 4. This is HTML entered into computed text field, so we're going to have a look at that. There's also a creation of HTML anchor tags to create a link that uses the phone number above. So for example, I'm opening this up in edit mode, so it's not doing anything in these two fields, but I'll show you that in this already created document, if I open it up, what this computed text is doing is it's looking to the phone number that's in this field above, and you'll notice that this is a tel tag on here. So if you click on this, it'll make a phone call. So if this was in your mobile application, for example, then the user could click on this link and it'll make that phone call for them, right? So that could be, depending on what you do with your mobile applications too, something that's very useful with this particular control. And then here's a user avatar. So in this particular case, very efficient, not taking up a sort of dummy field or anything like that. We're using computed text in order to get my avatar. So you can see up here in the top right in my profile, and if I open up my profile and I go to my avatar, you'll see that the field that the picture that I uploaded to be my avatar is here. So everybody can go in the user profile and add their avatar that way. And then it shows up here in your profile button and in other places in views and things like that, or can be used when you develop applications. And so a lot of times avatars or pictures are used in view columns and stuff like that. But you can also use them on pages and in forms and subforms, for example. And so here's an example down below of just a picture of my avatar. And we're going to have a look at that in the in the design right now. Okay, so this is what it looks like here. Just suffice it to say, I just wanted to show that phone and phone 2. This phone number is generated when somebody's looking at the document, when they're opening up to read the content, as opposed to when you create the content, then phone and phone 2 are empty because I don't have any, they haven't been computed yet, or they're computed in read mode, not in edit mode. Okay. So let's go look at the design of this. So I'm just going to go to the workspace, element demos. I'm going to click here to open it up in the app builder, like we do. Go to the forms, and this must be called like FC text, I'm thinking. There it is. Okay, so here's the form. And let's have a look at this, because it's kind of interesting, this HTML text here. For the element, let me just say, how hard is it to put computed text onto the form? It's easy. So here's the C text or computed text element, and like all others, you drag and drop it, and then you have computed text right here. Okay, I'm going to delete this one now. Oh, how easy is it to delete? Oh, you right click on it, delete element, and yes, delete it. So that easy. Okay, so for the HTML, if we look at the properties for this computed text, I'm going to click on it. And again, it's treated kind of like a field name. This is like an ID for it, so you can address this component on your form, again, through JavaScript or CSS if you want. So everything has like this kind of field name, right? So that computed text gets that. And we're going to say that we could do a lookup. So this could be a lookup to something out of a view. But in this case, we're saying we're going to use a formula. And it says, oh, what formula do you want to use? And we're going to click on it, and we say, oh, here's the formula that we're going to put into it. So I put a little style, some CSS in this, and a little table, right? So right here, we put a little CSS style in, just to show that you can do it, and a table in here, all as like a string, right? So all as text, so you can see that there's a quote, double quotes at the front and at the end here. So the whole thing is handled as a string. You can also look up to something to return HTML string, or a formula, whatever it is, as long as a string is just returned in this case. Okay, and so that's how we get, let's go back, just as we do it here, as I open this up. So that's how we get this table, okay, in terms of its style and its HTML. And so really, one of the things about low code is that some developers, some more seasoned developers, will say that you're kind of locked into this container, which is the low code application development environment. And so you can get handcuffed if you want to do something more, that you just have to use the properties and options that are available to you in the interface. And in DocOva, not only do we make those properties and options easily available to you, the ones that you're mostly going to use, so that it's really quick to drag and drop elements onto your form and then choose the most obvious styles and properties for them, but not handcuff you, not limit you, right? So you can type in your own CSS, you can type in your own JavaScript, your own HTML, the way you want it or need it, wherever you want it or need it. And so we don't hold you back, right? If you need to do something special that for some reason you can't do in DocOva, then we've left the door open for you to be creative and put your own stuff in. Okay, let's move down to this computed text field. Again, right here, we're saying we're using some HTML. And in this case, we are concatenating the HTML with the phone number in the field above. So here I'm saying a little bit of HTML with anchor tags. And what I'm doing is I'm concatenating it with the phone number field. So in the formula, I just have to reference the fields on the form with the name of the field. So I have a field called phone number above. So whatever phone number you put in there, I'm saying put the href, tell : the phone number, the depiction, which is the phone number in the anchor tag here. And for citizen developers, this might be a little bit advanced, but citizen developers are beginners, but some citizen developers are real super users. They really know, quite a lot about HTML and CSS and some JavaScript and stuff like that. So, and how to write HTML. So, this is just a way how you can inject and blend HTML together with the fields on your form. And in this case, really useful for mobile applications in that now you have a telephone number on your mobile app that you can click and it will make that phone call for you. Okay, and then the avatar down below, we'll have a look at what that one looks like. And again, too, one thing that we do have clicked on here is, which I hadn't shown, is not only am I going to show you the formula here in the computed text, but the text that you put in here can be HTML or not. And if you say not, then it'll just show the HTML to you, right, as if it was text. So you have to say treat computed value as HTML, in which case it will then treat it as if it's HTML. So you have those two possibilities. So let's go down to the avatar here. That brings back my picture. If I go here, so that's the HTML down at the bottom here that generates my pretty face there. And if I click on the formula so we can have a look at it. So in this case, I am not returning any HTML here, but I want it to be treated as HTML. And that's why I have that on. So here is a formula called get user avatar. So this is just a docova formula. So it's really easy. This particular formula can be used all over your application in order to get the user avatar for a username that you provide. In this particular case, I'm providing my own username. So in this here, I'm saying return the abbreviated name, right, which is just John Ryan /DLI, for example. And then provide that name to the user avatar function or formula. So it's $$ get user avatar from $$ name, which gives me the abbreviation of $username. Don't worry, there's lots of training and there's going to be subsequent videos on the formula language. But the formula language is really powerful in that it has a whole bunch of functions that allow you to do so much stuff, and it's really easy. You don't have to get into object model and API programming. You can just go as far as the formula language, which does a whole bunch of stuff, and it's very powerful, really powerful. You can do a ton of stuff, and it's really designed for that transition for the citizen developers, right? Okay, so we're using that here. I say okay, and that's really what's driving this avatar at the bottom here on your form. And so that's it. See text at first kind of seems a little bit like, why would I use computed text? But really it has some really great functionality for you in terms of putting your own HTML CSS on the form, for example, if for some reason you can't find a different way to get it on there with all the stuff that we give you. To doing things like mobile telephone links for making for your mobile applications, to me showing you how to get your avatar and stuff like that. So hopefully whatever applications that you're developing, you come up with some really creative ideas for your organization. And I think that's it for now with computed text. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell so you're you're notified of videos as we post them out. And like or dislike this video if you want. But most of all, make a comment or ask a question, and we'll try to get to all the questions just as fast as we can. Thanks for joining me. Until the next one.